it's Cheyenne from Art 101 here, and this is Crochet in 5 Minutes. It's a series that explores the basics of how to crochet so that you can learn this new hobby. So today in our first video, we're going to start by talking through some different sizes of hooks, different kinds of yarn, and some accessories that you might need along the way. So to get started, let's talk about crochet hooks. They really come in all sizes, from really small, hooks used for making lace, up to these really chunky ones for working with thick yarn. And of course, everywhere in between. So if you want to get yourself a nice starter set collection, they do sell just some of the more common sizes. Really standard common size is the 5mm. That is a letter size H. So if you're in the store and you're looking, or online, and looking for a hook to start you off with, I definitely recommend getting you an H or 5mm hook. So that's what a lot of basic introduction projects will have you use. Next, let's talk yarn. Everyone loves this super chunky yarn, but it is not something you need for just a learning how to crochet class. This is something you can do without any knit or crochet experience. If you just want to make a big chunky blanket, you can of course do arm knitting with something this bulky as well. It is not something you need to have a lot of crochet experience in. It's really fuzzy and fun, and I can link the video to my chunky blanket down below. Some common yarns that you will use in some of your crochet projects would be an acrylic yarn. They come in these nice skeins or rolls or balls of yarn. They sell them in many different brands. You can buy them almost anywhere. They come in such a variety of colors. Just something basic and standard to get you started is what I'm going to recommend for our series. So pick yourself up it'll tell you on the label here, it'll say medium or a 4. It might also say worsted weight yarn, but that is the kind of yarn we're going to be using for our video series for Introduction to Crochet. So make sure to pick yourself up a skein of acrylic yarn, just like this. It can be Mainstay's brand. It can be Red Heart is another great brand to use as well. Like I said before, make sure you've got that 5mm or size H hook. We're going to use that for this series as well. We can talk other kinds of yarn too. This is cotton yarn. You can use it for a lot of different projects. They're really great for washcloths or it's a light summer weight for making articles of clothing or accessories that aren't as fuzzy and bulky and warm. So cotton yarn you can get in large cones or small balls, skeins of yarn. So it's another option. Some accessories. You've probably seen these yarn bowls. They're really handy and nice to have. This one we made our studio. My husband Frank made these and I glazed it. You can get them made out of wood. You can get them out of ceramic. They're fun to use. They're definitely not necessary, especially when you're talking acrylic yarn. Your yarn just pulls right out of the middle. You can set it on your table and just pull it as you go. These work a lot better if you've already balled up your yarn, which is something that you do not need to do to get yourself started. You also want to have a pair of scissors. You really can use any scissors. The newer, the sharper, that'll work out better. You don't have to have special, really expensive sewing scissors or anything. Most yarn cuts well with any scissors. You also might want to invest in, and I actually waited a really long time to get one, but a yarn needle. It's obviously much larger than a regular sewing needle. You use it when you're tucking in your ends. So when you get finished with a project or a piece, you're going to need to weave your ends in and out. And it really can be accomplished using just your crochet hook. But it does save a lot of time and frustration of going in each little place. And I will show how to do that on our projects that are in my other videos. But it's another tool. If you see one, pick it up. You can buy them in bulk. They're metal or plastic, but it's a pretty good investment and not very expensive. So that's just a really quick overview of our tools and what we're going to need. So if it's something that you might be interested in trying out, the two things I'm going to say, I guess 3, will include scissors. The three things that you really need for the rest of the series, you're going to need a skein or ball of acrylic yarn. Remember I said it's a worsted weight, it's a size 4, medium, any of these words you'll see on the labels to tell you that that's the correct yarn we're working with. Your size H hook, that's a 5 millimeter. They don't always have the letters, they don't always have the numbers, so I'm saying it both ways. And a pair of scissors, good scissors. Something that'll are sharp will cut your yarn. So get all your supplies. Go ahead and roll on to our next video, and we will talk about what to do with your yarn. Thanks for watching.